What up, Mustard? YouTube Warriors Ball Lucha, aka DJ Melly, and I'm back with another Raw SmackDown WWE review. SmackDown happened last night, or I'm lying to you, Raw happened last night. States true. Raw happened last night. SmackDown happened Friday. Um, and we're on the road to Survivor Series. I know it's been a while since I uploaded. Probably been a month or so, however long that was. Even blame work. I ain't gonna lie. I just been lazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's on me for being lazy. But I'm not gonna be lazy no more. I promise. I'm gonna be good. Everything will be fine. Everything is fine. Everything is always fine. Uh, what was the last time I posted? We're about to find out. It was my channel. A month. Yeah, a month ago. Sheesh. That's on me. That's on your boy. What happened a month ago? Braun wins back. Oh wow. So yeah. Woo. Sheesh. Braun got the IC title back. Bloodline makes an appearance. Jakara and Lash maybe gets called up. Seth and Reed. Oh, so this is all around. So this is good month because what we're talking about is Series. Survivor Series is this Saturday. I think starting at 6 p.m. on East Coast time. I don't know. So that'd be what, uh, 3 o'clock on the West Coast, 4 o'clock in like Chicago or something like that. Um, so yeah, and instead of going through Raw, because Raw was good. I'm going to talk about only a couple stuff on like the stuff that I care about on Raw, and then we're going to just talk about Survivor Series and the matches that is going on in Survivor Series and why they're happening and who I think is going to win. So before we get to Survivor Series, let's talk about something that I didn't even think that I would really be enjoying. Well, actually, let's talk about this first. Breaking news from a couple of weeks ago and from tonight that I didn't get to share. So, a couple of weeks ago, it was announced on SmackDown that they will be doing a tournament, and they have been doing a tournament to uh, get a new Women's United States champion. And right now, two people have advanced, and it's Bayley advanced and Chelsea Green advanced on one bracket, and then Friday they're gonna have another bracket. I think it was supposed to be Miriam, Piper Niven, and Jade Cargill, but Jade Cargill got injured. We'll talk about that in a second. So they're gonna replace her, and then it's Naomi and some other people I don't remember. It's Naomi and two other people that I don't remember. Because it's not gonna matter because Naomi's gonna win. It's gonna be good, but Naomi's gonna win, so it doesn't matter. So that's happening on SmackDown. On Raw, Adam Pearce announced that there's going to be starting next week. They're going to start crowning for a new Intercontinental Women's Championship because it said workhorse. So the IC title's always been a workhorse title, and it's a nice title. It looks like Jay's old, like the one that Jay did, like his, his IC title, but it's white, which is beautiful. It's beautiful. So that'll be interesting to see who will be Raw's first IC. Anybody on Raw, I don't think it would really matter. They can all win and it'll be fine. I would assume it would be either, because these are the people they hyped up, either Lyra Valkyria or uh, Dakota Kai. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see like if they have Dakota Kai in singles, like when the singles gold, and then they just have maybe they have Kyrie and Io win the tag titles. I would love so much. I want in my soul for Io Sky to win the Women's World Championship, take it from Liv. I guess we'll see what happens at Survivor Series. We'll talk about that. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But um, yeah, all that stuff, all the women's stuff is good, is interesting. So we'll talk about that in a second. So, got that out the way. Congratulations to the women. Should have happened forever ago. I still would have said you do one title, you do it between both brands. But I mean, I guess they think that their women's roster is deep enough to do two separate women's titles, and you know what? Good for them. If that's what they think, uh, good for them. I would bring up some talent from NXT though. That's my opinion. Because if you'll have like you already have a tag team division, which is good. I mean, tag team division is thriving, and we'll get to that. But you know, tag team division's picking up, starting to do good. Like I said earlier when I did it a month ago, Lash and Takara, I guess, are tag ging. Um, you know, you still got Bianca and Jade or Bianca and Naomi, whatever team you're gonna do for the tag title. Still got Chelsea and Piper. Still got Kaden and Katana. Still got whatever version of Pure Collection people. Fatal Attraction. Damage Control. Um. Uh. Uh. There's an eighth team too. There's somebody. Well, there's another team. Oh, they're not. Oh, it was. I was thinking of. I was thinking of Candace and Indy, but they're Indy was released, so it's not even them. So you got, I mean, that's still seven teams. So I mean, that's not bad. I mean, Julia and Stephanie's been teaming together, so you know that's probably another team right there. Boom, there you go. There's eight. You can make up teams if you want to. I mean, that's oh, living. What's her face? Living Raquel. There you go. That's team right there. So I mean, the tag team, you know, they're trying. The tag team division is better than what it was before. I think that this is the best the tag team division's been. I want to say it says Bayley and Sasha, but I think who was the team? Chelsea, Chelsea and Piper. They were fun. They were fun. They didn't have any like. Yeah, they were a fun tag team. They were fun, but they didn't have, like the division wasn't what it's doing now. So they were fun. I think there was a mix of um I wanted to say Nia and Shayna, but that's not who I'm thinking about. Well, there's been a couple of decent ones, so that's happening. So got that out the way. Congrats to the ladies. You guys are the greatest. I love women. So next up, first we're gonna talk about what was in my mind. Oh, carrying Cross Wyatt's Miz thing. I've always liked carrying Cross, like from the stuff that he did in NXT. I thought he was cool. Then he went to the main roster and then he put the bucket over his head. He was like the shock master. Some bad things happened to him, and then they got released, and Vince left, and they came back, and they were still trying to find out stuff for Karrion Kross. And even when he came back, I liked Karrion Kross, and I like the idea that even though Karrion Kross always lost, always never wins. I like that at the end of their matches, whatever, he kind of changed them, turned them evil, whatever it was, evil or good or whatever like that. Every person he touched and connected to turned evil or did a 360. Like Nakamura, the man is evil. The thing that's happening with the New Day that I'm about to get into after this turn everybody bad. So that's all fun. Then the Wyatt Six come, who's been doing a phenomenal job, and their whole thing with the Miz and his Academy acting, uh, telling Final Testament, hey, don't mess with the Wyatts. They're gonna be here, and it's not gonna be good. And he's tracking them in the ring. They took them, and then they came and they ambushed them to beat them up. And then Miz was telling them that Miz was saying last night that, oh man, I swore I saw this. I saw the Wyatt Six. He was like, well, did he see you? He was like, oh no, he didn't see me. I was like, good. So now it got a chance for us to attack. He was like, oh yeah, so you guys handle it, and I'm gonna be with Scarlett, and everything will be fine. He was like, no, you're coming with us. And then as soon as they leave, she's looking in the mirror. As soon as she looks in the mirror, just Nikki Cross is just right there, like Death Abigail, just staring into her. Great stuff. And then they come back. Miz was just gonna try to open the door. He was like, "What are you doing? Knock on the door." So he goes knock. Nothing happens. He knocks. He goes in there. She gets attacked, or she was attacked, and she was like, "Oh, you okay?" Bang! Scarlett was swinging on Cross. She was like, "What was going on?" I was like, "Nikki Cross." So that's all good stuff. So that feud is actually really good. Um, I did they win? I assume like I think the Y6 is gonna event like they're gonna win the whole thing out of all this. But I think LP will get like a tag win over um whatever team that they have for the Wyatts. I think Cross might get a win over somebody in the Wyatts, probably Dexter Loomis, because it seems like him and Loomis have the most connection with each other because they did TNA stuff together. So they might have a match, and Cross might win that match. But when he faces Bo Dallas, he's gonna lose that match. So that'll be interesting to see what happens after that. Next interesting thing, of course, I already talked about is the New Day. Ever since Cross had gotten Woods' ear, saying that he's the one that has been held back. Big E and Kof have been on like they've been running the plays pretty much. He's like they left him to dud, they didn't let him do anything, and it got to Woods, it got to my boy Woods, and he's been on a warpath ever since. He's been yelling at Rey Mysterio, been bashing the Alpha Academy. Uh, he's been wanting to run the plays, get involved in matches, all this stuff, and it's not good. It wasn't good tonight either, where they got squashed. I mean, they got squashed by Alpha Academy. Alpha Academy doesn't win nothing. Ever. Ever, 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 ever win anything. And they squashed the New Day. Squashed. Kofi was getting in the ring. They was arguing about that. About, hey, let me get in. It's like, no, I got it. It's like, relax. What are you doing? So he's like, fine. As soon as he did that, Woods tagged himself in immediately. Bell rings. Otis, boom, beats up Kof, beats up Woods, hit the worm elbow thing on Woods, slams or on Kofi, slams Woods, tags into Zawa. It's the big senton. That was it. That was the match. It was over. I was like, no. And then my heart sank. I started crying ugly tears. They was yelling at each other. Kofi was talking about Woods. He was saying, "Bro, there's a reason why E and I has been WWE champion. You haven't. It's because you're reckless. This is why you never made the plays, and we the one that made the plays. You've been reckless. We've been champions, and you haven't because we." He said, "Because you're not good enough." He told Woods that he wasn't good enough to be a world champion. Jeez. And then Woods was like, "Hey, bro, everybody was you was like, of course you was great, but without us, without me, you wouldn't even be WWE champion. I'm the one that broke my back for you, and this is how you pay me." And Kofi was like, "Bro, I was a Hall of Famer before you even came to me. It's like I didn't need you, you needed me." Sheesh. And then Woods talked about it was like, yeah, you was WWE champion, you had your moment, and then what did you do? You squandered it. You dwindled it. You got beat in 6 seconds by Brock Lesnar. And then the crowd was like, damn. And then Kofi was like, you know what? I see you next week, brother. He's like, yeah, bye. So I was like, no, they're gonna break up and I'm gonna cry because I love the New Day, man. When they first did the vignette of the church thing and the whatever, I was like, oh, They're gonna be heels. They're gonna be heels. They're gonna get booed. They're gonna do all this crazy stuff, and then they try to cheer them. It's like, no, be heels. You're supposed to be bad people. And then they turned heel, and then it was it, man. I had the hoodies. I had this. I have like 5 New Day shirts, man. The New Day shirts is like the most merch I've ever bought from anybody. I have like 5 New Day shirts, and I think the next person after the New Day, I got 5 New Day shirts, and I got a New Day hoodie. I don't even know who. I don't even know if I bought multiple of anybody else's shirts. I think it's just New Day that I bought multiple shirts of. I might have. I might have 2 Bayley shirts. I'm a hugger shirt, and I think I have a damage control shirt because of Bayley and Io Sky and Kyrie Sane. They're great. So that might be the second closest that I have. But I got a Kevin Owens shirt. I got a Sami Zayn shirt. Yeah, man. I got a Jay Uso shirt. I might get a Jay Uso beanie too because his beanie was fire. I might get the beanie and the sweatpants because the sweatpants are also fire. So I might get the beanie and the sweats. That stuff is nice. But yeah, that I'm gonna cry if they break up. I hope this is what I hope. My hope is the Big E comes. They're about to do this thing and wherever we're gonna be at, don't you dare be sour. Big E shows up. Hey, Big E, I'm here. And then he tells them both about themselves, about what's been happening. Like, hey, look, Hope. They're like, Woods, he was right. Not about you not supposed to be WWE champion. I think you deserve to be champion. You will be champion. But you've been a little reckless. You letting people get to you. Look, I know I'm not no, letting people get to you. Don't let people get to you. They're like, Kof, man, it's up on Woods, man. He does his best. He does. He's great. He just needs a little guidance. And then they get back together, and then they win the tag team title from the Judgment Day. Yes, that's the plan that I like to see. Give it to him. One more title run for the New Day. Give him one more reign. One more good, solid reign between the three of them. Let them hold it for how long was the Usos tag team champions? Tag. Oop, I can't spell tag. Tag team champions. WWE. They were champion 622 days. 622 days? Yeah, never mind. I don't know if they're gonna be holding it for a year and a half. They probably should. They'd be great if they did. But I don't know if they're gonna hold it for that long. They should. Reigns, um, let's WWE tag team. Yeah, the Usos. Yeah, Usos hold it for 1,000 days. Dang, combined 1,000 days in a New Day. That's because that's New Days was the other champions they held it for so long. So yeah, I think you um give them one long reign. Break the record, I guess. Um, let's see how long the Usos had those titles for. The long titles. Who beat them? They had it for 622 days. So it was like a year and a half. I think Good New Day could break that streak in a year and a half. And then when they break it again, of course, they beat the Usos, like the Usos beat the New Day to break their streak. Yeah, I think that would be great. And then they part ways. I think Woods will probably. I hope. I think Woods could probably be world champion. I think Big E has a big. If he returns and can wrestle, I think he has a chance to be a world champion. Now I don't know if he could do it in the WWE. He might could do WWE champion, but definitely with the world title, I think he can. I think he can give him one more title reign. I think Woods could get one world title reign. I don't know about Kofi though. Kofi. Uh, I think he could be NXT champion. Bring him down to NXT, give him the NXT title, but I don't know if they'll have him be world champion. They might, but I can see Woods getting a world title, and I can see Big E getting a world title. One more if he's clear. I could definitely see Woods getting at least a mid card title or being NXT champion too. So that's that. So That being said, anything else going on that I like to talk about on Raw or SmackDown? No, that's really it. Um, I guess we'll talk about Survivor Series. I'll talk about this because it's not officially technically on the card, but maybe it could change. There's already 5 matches announced on the card. Both mid card titles is on the line. Triple threat match for Braun Breaker's IC title with Sheamus and Ludwig. Uh, LA Knight defending his title against Shinsuke Nakamura. Uh, Damian Priest challenges Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, and both the women's and the men's Survivor Series matches. The match that I think probably should be on a card and might be on a card, hopefully, is the tag team titles, not the ones on Raw because they just defended those titles. The ones on SmackDown, the Motor Machine Guns, who's on in WWE. Uh, I think they should be on Survivor Series. I think they should defend the titles against Street Profits and against DIY. The whole thing has been since Motor City Machine Guns came to the main roster for maybe a month ago. They came in a month ago. They beat Waller in Theory, and then they did the tag team gauntlet, ran through that, won the gauntlet, and then had the match against the Bloodline for the titles the same night, beat them, and now there's been this weird thing where Ciampa has pretty much been saying that they jumped the line, they just got there and already got an opportunity and won the titles that they should be winning. Johnny Gargano's friends with Shelly and Sabin, so he's trying to be peacemaker between these, while the Street Profits is out here been winning matches, beat Tommaso Ciampa last Friday. And they've been more serious about wanting this tag team title opportunity that they got 2 weeks ago that Ciampa interfered in. So they're mad because they said they want to be champions. So with all that, triple threat match at Survivor Series, the match would steal the show. That's probably why they want to do it. But the match would steal the show. That's why I do women's war game first. Then I would do the U.S. title match second. Then I would do the tag team match. Then I would do the triple threat match. Then I would do the world title match. Then I would do the final steel cage match. The final Survivor Series match. So that's what I would do. I would still think, even with all that, honestly, if they did the triple threat match, I think Street Profits win the titles. Street Profits win. Is that crazy to think? And then, because maybe DIY will turn heel, and then they do a program with Motor City Machine Guns. While they do that, Street Profits on top run the tag division, and then they could beat all the teams because they're great. Yeah, that would be fun. Book it. Next up, what's on the card? From my least caring on the card is LA Knight versus Nakamura. And the only reason why I don't really care about this is because I think Nakamura just came back like last week, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, LA Knight was doing an open challenge. I think he was he was talking crazy about Electro Lopez, and then Berto came in, beating him up, and then he did the open challenge. LA Knight wins, and then Nakamura comes out, boom, beats him up, takes him out, and it was like, whoa, what's going on? And then he won the title. And then last week, I think he defended the title against Santos Escobar. Good match. And then same thing happened. He came out after the match and took him out. So now the title is going to be on the line at Survivor Series. LA Knight will retain. That's it. Next up, I'm interested in this. Uh, Damian Priest versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think Gunther's going to retain. The whole story with this is Gunther has not been Gunther. Gunther has not been the ring general. He has been a little passive since winning the title from Damian Priest. Damian Priest has been saying, you've been this unstoppable juggernaut. You've been the king, the guy who's been running all the divisions since you was IC champion. and when you came won King of the Ring, all that stuff, and then you faced me, and then you had doubts because you had to cheat, you had to use Finn Balor to beat me, and then you've been doubting yourself, you've been cheating, you've barely been winning matches, and and it's showing. And he was like, "No, it's not happening." Ludwig Kaiser tried to help him, and then every time that Gunther has been trying to uh, attack Damian Priest from behind. Damian Priest has been getting upper hand on him, and he's like, "Hey, they're in the ring. You might be the king, you might be the general, but the streets, me." And Gunther, I think Gunther has to realize that he's right. And when we're doing his Gunther's thing is not trying to attack people from behind, trying to get the upper hand, trying to do the mind games thing. Well, it is trying to do the mind games, and then when it comes to the ring, the wrestling, that's where you prove it. And I think that's when he'll realize after he beats Damian Priest, like, oh yeah, this is what I was doing. And then he's going to be a more. He probably might be less. He might be arrogant still, but probably maybe a little less arrogant. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, Gunther will still retain. I don't know what will be next for Damian Priest. I don't know if Finn Balor or anybody from the Judgment Day is going to attack or try to cost him. I would hope not, but you'll never know. Damian Priest has already beaten everybody in Judgment Day. I guess technically, except for Dom. I guess he pinned him in the Fatal 4-Way, but one-on-one he hasn't beaten him. But I don't know. I hope they find something else for Damian Priest after that. I hope he just doesn't go back to the Judgment Day. Who, by the way, I don't even think the Judgment Day is going to be a thing because Finn Balor is all on Tom. Um, I wonder if this like is one of those ploy things where it's like, hey, Liv Morgan was with Finn and AJ Styles, and they did the whole thing. I wonder if this is like, hey, Liv is playing master manipulator, like the ultimate manipulator. Like, hey, we told you years ago that we're gonna take out the Judgment Day by any means necessary, and now, boom, Judgment Day's no more. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe this has been all a ploy. Maybe they're gonna take out Dom, beat him up. There's gonna be, Finn Balor's thing, uh, with JD, Liv, and Raquel. And maybe they bring back Mia Yim. Maybe they bring in AJ. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But they did beat the Raw Raiders. War Raiders? Yeah, War Raiders. Because of the Judgment Day. So, there you go. Next up, let's talk about the triple threat match. I'm really excited for this triple threat match. Oh my goodness. Braun Breaker will defend his title against Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. They've been at each other's. They've been like a rotation at each other's throats for months. Sheamus has been on record saying that he wants to be Intercontinental Champion. It's the only title that has eluded him from WWE. He's literally been WWE Champion. He's been World Champion. He's been Tag Team Champion, Raw and SmackDown. He's been United States Champion. He's won Money in the Bank. He's won. I think he's won. He's won a Royal Rumble. Uh, I think he's won. He's won at WrestleMania. Uh, so yeah, he won Money in the Bank because he cashed in on Roman. So he's won Money in the Bank. He's won the Royal Rumble. He's won King of the Ring. So Sheamus has literally done every single thing and won every single title in WWE except for the Intercontinental title. And that's the title that he wants. I want to make sure that I got everything to make sure I didn't miss anything. WWE Champion 3 times, World Heavyweight Champion, 3-time United States Champion, 4-time Raw Tag Team Champion, 1-time SmackDown Tag Team Champion, King of the Ring, Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble. He's won Slammy Awards. yeah, so he's done everything in the WWE on the main roster except for be Intercontinental Champion, and that's his goal. And I think he's gonna get that goal, but I don't think it's gonna be at Survivor Series. I think if he does win the title, I think it'll be 1-on-1, and I don't know if he's gonna be Braun Breaker. That'd be fun. I think he'll be Braun Breaker for the title, but I also think Ludwig Kaiser would be famous for that title. It probably should be Chad Gable. Chad Gable was great. But I think it started when uh, I think something happened between because he's been saying openly that he wanted to be IC champion. So Braun Breaker was like, "You want to be champion? You gotta go through me." But Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser already had a thing um, before with the Gunther thing, so they've been wrestling and fighting each other forever. That brought in Pete Dunne. That was in the thing. So there was a match with Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, and then Braun Breaker got involved in that a couple of weeks ago, and or like a month ago, and thought that was over. And then Ludwig Kaiser last week repaid the favor, took out Braun Breaker and Sheamus, and then just this past Monday, Sheamus took out Ludwig and Braun. They were brawling, and then they go back to commercial, brawled again. No, they were brawling. Adam Pearce was like, okay, there's going to be a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series, and they go to commercial, come back, and they were brawling again. It was great. So, Braun Breaker, I think, will still win. I think he might pin Ludwig Kaiser. Maybe he might pin Sheamus. I don't know. But I think maybe a Saturday night main event, he might pin Ludwig Kaiser. And then Saturday night main event, they do 1-on-1. Sheamus beats uh, uh, Braun Breaker. That's my that's my. So that match is gonna be great. Next up, women's war games. Now this is a lot. Not as much as the men's, but so this whole thing has been pretty much with Rhea and Liv fighting over the World Heavyweight Championship. Liv took out Rhea. I mean, we all know the story. Liv took out Rhea, uh, and then she wins the title from Becky Lynch. Rhea comes back. Uh, Dom turns, helps Liv win the title. There was a rematch. Raquel Rodriguez interfered and Rhea won by DQ, even though Liv was supposed to retain by shenanigans, whatever. So that was a whole thing. Took out Rhea, broke her face, and then Io Sky won a battle royal, I think, or a fatal four. She won something. Now she's like technically number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then they did the whole thing with Crown Jewel. So it was Rhea versus Nia Jax for the Crown Jewel thing. Again, shenanigans with Naomi Bayley, something in that area that helped Liv Morgan win with her peoples. Liv Morgan wins, and then they got together because uh, everybody had problems. Nia had a problem with Naomi, Jade, and Bianca. Bianca and Jade had problems with Rhea. No, not with Rhea. With Liv and Raquel because they were like, well, stay out of business. We was already tag team champions. We could be tag team champions again. That's pretty much how that was. So that's how they got involved with her. And then they had the tag team match. They retained because again, all the shenanigans that's been going on. Um, Naomi, Jade, and Bianca, they're all ride or die, so they're all together. Uh, and then there's this wild card. Her name is Bayley. Uh, Everybody thought that Bayley was going to be the fifth person for the War Games and ended up being Rhea Ripley. And nobody even knew that Rhea Ripley was going to come back because her face was broken. So when Rhea Ripley came back, they was like, "Well, okay, so what is going on with Bayley? it'd be more interesting because she has the thing with damage control with EO. She has the thing with 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 uh Bianca. So it's like, okay, where does she fit in? Insert Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill gets laid out last week, I think last week, um, or the week before, I don't remember. And it's like, what is going on? Who attacked Jade? She's she's in there. Uh, uh, Police tape edition, laid on the back of a car. That's how Chelsea Green ended up winning because Bianca went to check on her. Everybody's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "That's my tag team partner. I'll deal with her. I'll deal with it." So that left the open space for Bayley. So now, who attacked? The question really is now, who attacked Jade Cargill? Was it Bayley? Was it people are saying Charlotte Flair? Was it Charlotte Flair? Which really wouldn't make sense because Charlotte Flair wouldn't be in a like. Why would she do that? But anyways, is it Bayley? Is it Charlotte Flair? Is it Naomi? Is it Bianca? Those are the four people the top four people that you would think that I think did it. I think it was either Bayley, Charlotte, Naomi, or Bianca. I think it's Bianca. I think in my heart of hearts. I don't want to be right, but I think it was Bianca. That why I don't know. I just in my heart it just is just one of those things where like like how who ran over Stone Cold? It was Triple H. Well, it was technically Rikishi, but because of Triple H, maybe who took her out? Maybe it wasn't Bianca, but maybe it was like somebody else in behalf of Bianca. Maybe it was Naomi and Bianca at the same time. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they're dragging her down. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see who was the ones that attacked Jade, and did Jade even see who attacked? That'll be interesting. But there was an advantage match on Monday with Bianca and Nia Jax, and Bayley came out, helped Nia Jax lose. They had the thing on the turnbuckle. Bayley spread her thing on the turnbuckle, hit her face on it, and Bianca got the 450 on Nia for the win, and now they get the advantage. And so that's good stuff. There was a whole thing they were saying backstage who's gonna be the fifth person. Uh, I think Io wanted it to be Kairi Sane. Uh, she was like, Bianca was like, "Hey, look, I like Io. I like you. You cool. Anybody else in damage control, I'm okay on." And then Naomi was like, "Hey, we can do Bayley, Bayley." And she was like, "No." Her and Io was just looking at her like, "No, absolutely not." It's like, "Man, come on, let it go. She's not that bad anymore." And then Rhea comes in. She was like, "Everybody stop acting like children." And then her and Bianca, they were facing each other. So Bianca and Rhea, main event WrestleMania, give it to me, baby. So that'll be interesting. Bianca's gonna win that, by the way. So she's like, I'm gonna put the team on my back. I got it. Don't even worry about it. So then Bayley helps her. So they get the advantage. Are they gonna win though? They probably. Who would? The only way they lose, only way Team Rhea Bianca lose, is if there's a mole in the Survivor Series. If there's a mole, if somebody turns on somebody in Survivor Series, then yes. Who would turn though? It would have to be Bayley. But that would be weird. Why would it be Bayley? Who would turn? It would be Naomi. It would be Naomi. Naomi would be the one to turn. It would be. I think it would be Naomi. I think it would be Naomi. And I think the reason would be because of the spotlight. Even though they were saying that they're girls and they're cool and everything, I think with Naomi, I think was like we're supposed to be the big three, but it's only been about you two. It's only been about Bianca. It's only been about Jade. I'm like the third wheel. Bayley's been the only one who's been having my back. I think it would be Naomi. And I think that would help the heels win. And if it does, Bayley and Naomi against Bianca and Jade for the tag titles, they win. They link up with Nia and them because they are like, I mean, Naomi and or hear me out. It's just Naomi. She texts everybody. Maybe Bayley doesn't have nothing to do with it. She doesn't know about it. Bayley wins the. That leads to the finals, which would be either Bianca and Bayley. Oh, it would be Bayley versus Naomi. Bayley loses. Naomi wins. She solidifies herself top heel champion with her sister, blood cousin relation thing from the bloodline with Nia Jax, maybe. And then they feud over the new IC title. Now you got a big hot feud for that title, and then maybe you get Tiffany and Candice. Maybe you can do whatever you want with the with the briefcase. Obviously, you could go after any title you want. Does the rule say you can't go after the tag team titles? Especially since Bianca's not even there, or Jade's not there. She cashes in with Candice, takes out Bianca by herself, wins the tag team titles. Now they. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing things out there. And then you do Naomi versus Bianca for the mid card title. Naomi still wins because she's great. But you really put Naomi over and really establish that you want to really establish that U.S. title. You have Naomi win it. You beat Bayley. Then you do the feud. You still have her win over Bayley. You do a feud with Bianca. You have her beat Bianca. Bring in Jade for attacking her or whatever. Beat her too. That's a lineup before she eventually drops it. That's a lineup for you who you beat. Bayley, Bianca, and Jade. And then you probably have some middle ones in the between, like Michin, maybe beat Piper, Chelsea Green, whoever. Give her a good strong reign, man. Maybe she's not the one that actually attacked. Maybe she didn't attack her, but she's still mad because maybe she wished she did. Maybe she got somebody whoever attacked her got to her first. I'm just, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's that. I would have Naomi turn. She's not the one that attacked Jade, so you still gotta find somebody who attacked Jade back. And Naomi turn. She's on her shit. She wins the whole tournament by beating Bayley, the one who was close to her, and then maybe that could get Bayley and Bianca closer. She was like, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm just saying. That'd be crazy. And then you would go on to whatever would be next for um, Nia Jax, which would be maybe. And then maybe Charlotte does come back. Maybe Charlotte does come back would be the next challenger um for Nia. I mean, that's the only big name I could think of, unless they bring Becky Lynch to Raw, which would also not be bad, or bring her to SmackDown, which I don't think so. I think she'll be at main event, or I think she'll be at on Netflix. So I mean, you could do what would be the finals would be Naomi and Bayley at main event. I don't know what they would do with Bianca. Maybe they do Bianca. Oh, maybe they do Bianca versus Nia since Bianca pinned Nia. Maybe they would do that. Nia still maybe that's when Naomi wins, and then they do the match after that, and Naomi helps Nia win. I'm just saying. I'm just saying they're related. They're family. I'm just saying. Just saying. And then maybe Charlotte comes back after that, and they do Charlotte versus her at Rumble, Nia at Rumble. I don't know what they would do at Mania though. What would they do at What would they do at Mania? Maybe they would do. Oh, what's her face would be back. Oh, they might do. I mean, honestly, they might do. They might do Bianca. Would they do Bianca Jade at Mania? I'm just talking to myself out loud. It'd be interesting if they did Bianca Jade at Mania, because Bianca would win that match, but it wouldn't be for a title. Will Nia Jax still be champion? You know what they can do. You know what they can do. They can do. Hear me out. Hear me out. They can do Bianca, or they can do that match at main event. They can do Bianca and whoever I said. Um, nah, I was gonna say they can. There's a lot they can do. I don't know if they'll do. I don't think Bianca's gonna do tag team. I don't think she's gonna be teaming doing the tag team with Jade at Mania again. I just don't think they do. I think they're gonna have something for her. Whether it's maybe Charlotte does win. Hey, look, maybe Charlotte does win. Maybe she does beat her, but she doesn't do it until like the Rumble. Maybe she doesn't do it until the Rumble. Or maybe Bianca wins at the Rumble. Maybe she drops the titles to whoever I said, and maybe she beats her at Rumble. Maybe she wins the rematch, and then maybe they do her versus Charlotte at Mania. But Bianca still wins. Bianca still wins. And then maybe they'll do Jade versus Naomi for the IC title. Maybe do that. What would they do with Nia Jax? Maybe they'll do a triple threat. Maybe they'll do, because I'm trying to think. I think Charlotte will come. I really think Charlotte will be back. I think she'll come back, and I think she'll be in that big title picture. And I think if they do that, maybe they'll do a triple threat. But I just don't see Naomi. Not Naomi. I can see Naomi keeping the title until WrestleMania. Like if she wins to establish that title, I think I see her winning the title until Mania. So I could see her holding it for what, December, January, February, March, April, 4 months. I could see her holding it for the 4 months there and defending it. The question is, because they can do, because if she does win at main event, you can do her versus Bianca at whatever at the Revolution, that title. She could do that, defend it, win with shenanigans. That could lead to her and Nia at Rumble, because Nia will probably help her. And then you could do Nia, or you could do Bayley and Naomi at the Rumble again, win. And then maybe at the Rumble, that's when uh, Bianca gets the title from her. Or maybe they'll do a tag team title match, and they'll do her versus Charlotte. And then maybe Charlotte wins. Or somebody, maybe either Charlotte wins or she retains. And then they drop the tag titles to whoever. And then at Elimination Chamber, then um, they do maybe they'll do either they do the rematch, or they'll do something with Bianca and Nia, maybe Bianca wins then. Then what do you do? Yeah, and then you do that, and then at Mania, you could do Bianca, Jade, Charlotte triple threat. Bianca wins, and then you could do Bayley, Jade Cargill, Naomi triple threat. Jade Cargill wins, and now two of big three double champions again, but singles champion maybe. I'm just throwing out ideas. I don't want. I look. I love Charlotte, but bro, she's already like a 55-time champion. She don't need no more titles. So we'll see. Uh, I talked a lot about that. Next, the main event is going to be the main event. It is the men's Survivor Series War Games match between OG Bloodline and regular Bloodline. Pretty much. I'm going to keep this part short. OG Bloodline was looking for a fifth member. They finally they're getting together. They're trying. Roman Reigns is still an asshole. He's not trying to get anybody's help. He kind of likes Jimmy. Jay, he wants to be. Jay wants to be equal to Roman. Roman's not trying to have it. He's trying to go along with it. Then Sami Zayn comes out, and Sammy and Jay they're teamed together. It's getting Jimmy a time to get with him, and then oh, by the way, good bloodline. OG bloodline. They're winning. They're winning. By the way, but that happens. So there was like we're trying to find a fifth man. They were trying to ask LA Knight. I think Jey Uso was trying to ask for Mysterio. Sammy was trying to ask Seth a couple of times. It was like, no, I don't. No, absolutely not. I don't care. Even when he got beat up and jumped by the bad guy, he's like, no. And even when Bronson Reed got help from the bad bloodline to take out them, and they helped him, he still was like, nope, I don't care. I'm not teaming Roman. He's like, Sammy, I like you. Jay, I like you. Jimmy, you cool too. Roman, no, nada. Leave me alone. I'm not coming. So then Roman was like, man, who needs them? 4-on-5, bring it on. We ride together, we die together. They're looking at him like, we what together? We do what? Die? Who? Did you see Jacob Fatu? You see that man? The man's a monster. The man beat you up with a broken boot. You want me to? Oh, thank you. No, thank you. Then he tried to call because Jay was like, bro, just make the call, bro. And my assumption was him making the call to Seth Rollins. Like, okay, my bad. That was on me. I was a tyrant. My fault. But instead, he called Paul Heyman. But Paul Heyman, he was not answering that phone. Disconnected. I don't want nothing to do with nothing. So they're going to go in the ring last week. And then, ladies and gentlemen, he comes, Big Pop. He was like, I'm looking out here. I'm seeing Survivor Series supposed to be 5-on-5, but I only see 4. Nah. We're going to do 5-on-5. And the fifth member of this man, CM Punk. Look in my eye would be free. CM Punk saving you. Oh, and definitely CM Punk is in there. Yeah, CM Punk. To no Solo Sokoa. You must be crazy. Yeah, they're winning. So, oh yeah, and they also said no Cody, and we'll talk about that in a second too. But that stuff, the Cody and Kevin Owens stuff. Oh, chef's kiss, baby. Um. So yeah, CM Punk is going to be the fifth man. They were talking about if they can trust him. They said Roman and CM Punk is going to have a face to face with each other. So that's going to be interesting because towards the end of the show when it came out, hey, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about Paul Heyman. He was like, yeah, that's my wife's man, and then Punk was like, yeah, we'll see. I was like, we'll see. Hey, Punk, slow your roll, bro. So it makes sense. People like that doesn't make sense. It makes all the sense. CM Punk was literally a Paul Heyman guy when CM Punk was WWE champion for 434 days. Who was with him those 434 days? Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman. When CM Punk was in Chicago on SmackDown, Paul Heyman came out. He said that he loved him. He said that he was riding with the Tongans and Solo, and he was saying that every city, every town, Solo wants to be his town. But he heard the radio that the town in Chicago, the city of Chicago, was CM Punk, and he doesn't like that. He wants to take him out. That's what he said, and he said, "I want you to do me a favor if you leave him alone." And that's when Solo came out. It was like, "Hey, I'm going to take you out." And then Punk said to Paul Heyman, he said, "What is the favor that you want me to do for you if I leave them alone?" And Paul Heyman said, "Take me with you." That's what he said. He said, "Take me with you, please." And that's when they beat up Paul Heyman too. And that was the night that Drew McIntyre bloodied up Punk and took him out. That was hilarious. But then they also took him out in Madison Square Garden. And so, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It makes all the sense in all the world why he's there. Just like how Bronson Reed is Samoan, and it makes sense that he's in there. CM Punk has all the history in the world with Paul Heyman, was why he is the fifth man. It was either him or Brock Lesnar, but I don't think Brock Lesnar was going to be there. So it was them two. That was the thing. They're going to do Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa. Sorry, Yeet. I love you. But you're not going to beat Jacob Fatu in his debut on SmackDown, so the heels are going to get the advantage, but they're not going to win. I don't know who's going to get pinned. Either Roman's going to pin Solo. No, Roman's not pinning Solo. Solo and Jacob Fatu is not getting pinned. And neither is Bronson Reed. So either the GOAT Tongaloa is getting pinned or Tama Tonga is getting pinned. But who's going to be pinning them? It's probably going to be Roman or Punk is going to be the one to pin one of them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after that, because because they're probably going to do Punk and Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event. They're probably going to do Roman versus Solo again at Main Event, which I don't want to see, but it is what it is. And then they're going to do Cody versus Kevin Owens, which is, yes, please. Cody's going to retain, and he shouldn't, bro. The stuff that's been going on, the heel work that Kevin Owens has been doing has been NXT Prime Kevin Owens. He's been making sense. He's like, the reason why I've attacked you and the reason why everything is your fault is literally because I've been fighting the bloodline for 4 years, bro. I've been fighting them for 4 years. They've been whooping my ass. And every single thing I've been doing for you. I've helped you keep them at bay. Same thing Seth Rollins has been saying. I helped you keep them at bay. I had a match with you. I didn't go. I went easy on you. It cost me. I didn't pull the trigger, and it cost me. And then you still go and you team with Roman. Now I'm gonna do my job and I'm gonna beat you up. It was great stuff. I hope Kevin Owens wins, but he's not. But good vibes that Kevin Owens wins. So that is the card for Survivor Series. I know it's been long. It's been an hour. I'm going to. I'm going to try and attempt to. Do I work on Monday? I don't even know if I work on Monday. I'm going to try to review SmackDown and uh, Survivor Series on Monday or whenever I have time before we get to Raw next Monday, because Raw next Monday is going to be it's going to be the anniversary of the New Day. 10 years. Lord, please don't do it. Please don't do it. We'll see what happens with that. But what is your predictions, guys? What do you think is going to happen? For me, I say LA Knight retains. I think Street Profits, if they do a triple threat match, I say triple threat. Street Profits win. I say Gunther retains. I say um, team baby faces for the team heels for the women, team baby faces for the men, and then Braun Breaker's still Intercontinental Champion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.